How was the atmosphere?
How do you feel with 1 day off?
Oh, it was necessary. Yes, thank you for that.
You think it was for the players too?
Talk about that. How important was that?
It was for the players. It was for the staff. It's been a very difficult schedule. We've been away for a week. Come back from Europe right away. We play a 3 out of 4. Back-to-back against a team that wasn't, and then we were on the road for a week, come back for 3 days, and we're back out for 2 weeks. So this was the moment to give a breather for everybody and step back and reload mentally, physically, emotionally. And yes, it was a good day today. It was a great day, actually. Good, very good practice, very specific on the things that we want to be better at. And you know, we're moving along. We were kind of in a transition period where we're figuring out who fits who. Smitty's back. It was our first game with our full team of the year. So, you know, we got to see last game, did really a lot of good things. And so when you look at the last 6 games, the bad game was the one in Washington. That was a bad one. That was not smart in the first period. We just opened up the bad managing of the game. But the other games were in all of these games, and we're very close. So we got to stay very close and do a few things a little better, and we're right there.
What kind of lineup are you looking at tomorrow against Montreal?
Well, we haven't decided yet, to be honest with you. We went into practice thinking about just today and, you know, win the day basically and be great at our practice and look at Montreal. You know, Rob's been doing the Montreal pre-scout, and we're going to look at that and decide after what we feel is the best lineup we can put on the ice.
Have you decided who you're going to start on that?
No, we haven't decided anything yet.
Do you have to get Condon in there, though, at some point?
At some point, 100% sure, yes. Yeah, you know, Condon was supposed to go this weekend on the back-to-back, but, you know, Andy wanted it so bad, and I think when Andy wants it so bad, it's a good thing, so I want to give it to him, just like I did last year. But yeah, you know, we want to get Condon in at some point for sure.
Is there anything to entice you to maybe start him against his former team in a place where...
Oh, we don't look at it that way. We're looking at it and look at, I'll talk to Pierre and see, you know, how many games, you know, Andy's played and how many games are coming where we're planning to manage our trip, and that's where we'll sit down and look at what's best.
An update on some here today, Chris Weidman.
Yeah, you know, it's let's say it like it is. It's a bit of a nightmare injury where they're trying to figure out how to best approach it medically. It's something that rarely happens. There's a few examples, I think, through North America, and they're trying to figure out which way would be the best to approach it. So it's not a simple thing. It's a very long-term thing. And now it's waiting to see what the medical staff with all the people that are advising him to see what's best. And so I don't know, I can't, but it is long. It's very long. Burrow, no update yet. It's the same. So waiting for him to be able to rebound from that hit. Right now we're not close.
He's not skating there.
No. It's not close at all.
What needs, if you look at the numbers, the power play struggling, score goals, letting in too many, what needs to change unless you, I guess you just say,
well, first of all, you gotta trim it down to exactly what it is. And when you look at you know, the last 2 games that we've won, we had 4 screenshots offensively. We had given the opponent, you know, the last 5 periods against Colorado, we've given very few shots and scoring chances. But then when you look at a lot of the games that we've played, you know, Pittsburgh, it's a 2-1 game. Arizona, it's 2-1 for us with a few minutes left in the game, and, you know, bad luck happens. The one with the Rangers had a terrific first period, but then, you know, they scored 2 screen goals. Screen tips, and a few games after that, the same thing. Whether we play in Columbus, like I said, Washington for me, that's not smart. That's killing yourself in the first period. That's just bad management, probably frustration from losing a few in a row. And then after that, we were right back there with Columbus, playing right with them, 2-2 with 9 minutes left in the game, and that's a bad management of trying to sniff offense when we didn't need to, when it wasn't time to do so. And it killed us. So, you know, I think what we see right now is the management of games at the times of end of periods, moments where it's tied, either opponent's up by 1, but it's the end of the period where we have to be more patient, not passive, patient with the result, aggressive in our actions, but patient with the result, so that we don't just kill ourselves and sabotage ourselves. and that's one. And then on the other side, we got to defend the screen shots and the tips better in front of our net, and we got to have more on the other side, which we were getting tons of, before we started on that streak. And if that streak is, if you look at it, there's 8 screen tip shots against us, and we only get 1 ourselves. So that's where the offense went. So whether it's 5-on-5 or it's power play, you have to do a much better job at that. And that's all it is. There's no other complications. And the other thing too is, I have to be honest, it's a transition period where, we got a new player, actually got 2 new players, but if you had Bobby that hasn't played in a month coming in, and Smitty just got in, it's a lot of new things at the same time that we're trying to manage, but we're moving along. It's very positive. We're starting to see who clicks. The last 2 games, our PK was very good and our power play was outstanding. So that's what we want to build on. So we're slowly figuring out now where guys fit in that new portrait of our team, and we want to keep growing. I think the last 5 periods were real solid, and we just got to continue building on that.
You can't do anything about injuries, but fans and we all like to talk about lines and leaving them alone or whatever. Are you a proponent of trying to leave a group together as long as you can, as opposed to mixing and matching?
Well, the minute you find chemistry, you do. If you don't have chemistry, you stay with something that doesn't work. It's not very smart. So right now, like I said, the Bobby back, Smitty back, Duchesne in, Dumont in, Wideman out, and Boro out. That's a lot of changes in a very small amount of time. Having to manage the back from Europe and everything else, and the crazy schedule that we have now that continues. We just have to, stick to what we know works, and focus on the small details that we just got to either take out or add, and not get lost in 3,000 things that are not true. So we know we're right there in every game except Washington. We're right there. So we're playing well. Now it's a matter of being able to get over that hump. Which is a small hump, but it's when you're that close, that's usually how it is. You work hard, and eventually pays off. And you're going to ask me, what did you do differently? I'm going to tell you nothing. So the goals that didn't go in lately against Columbus, where either the goalie makes some crazy saves or we miss the open net or whatever, they go in, and that's why you stick to what you do. I think the big mistake you make is trying to do different things in those moments. Then you get lost, and we haven't done that, so that's why we're not lost. So we're building.
I know you've been at the local rinks lately. Have you been told what lines you should be putting together? Or
no. Nobody's gone that way. No, I think for us right now is to continue getting information. We've got a lot more than we did 2 weeks ago. So right now it gives me a lot better direction, that's for sure. And it's also the same for the players. So as you saw the lines today, keeping Duchesne, Hoff, and Stone like last game, Boucher and Smith and Ryan actually played really well. Like Brass, I think they got 9 shots in the game. So it's just a matter of time before we get that, the payoff. And we know Pi and Pedro work well together, and now that everybody's back, I don't have to play Pi everywhere trying to compensate for the guys missing. So that should help our consistency.